Yeah. So what is it like? Qualities of our future
Of
partner.
course, and it has to be based on. I say non-physical because I think it's very easy to do physical when I'm not trying to objectify. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yes.
I think we should keep it non-physical. Nah, I mean.
That's great.
I mean, physical plays a part though.
I mean.
Yeah.
I'd say
yeah.
like it's the initial enticer.
It's the first thing you see.
It's the initial enticer. Like you don't go for someone based off their personality. That's a lie.
Because you don't see personality. You get to know the person and then you'll figure it out along there.
Like you basically go, "Hey, Rush, she's leng," and then after that you work that out. Or Rush, she is resplendent.
I was gonna ask a question. I'm trying to word it right. Have you ever like had a like situation with a girl or like relationship or any sort, like you're talking to someone, yeah, and at first you weren't like you weren't captivated. You weren't like, oh, Rush, she's lame. Like you kind of just like at first it was just the thing of like
enough times.
Oh really?
Yeah. Cause I see things deeper in terms of the way I operate is that I like to spend time around people, not of how they look.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So when I start to realize how people operate and I like that, I spend more time around them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's certain girls that I've turned down who they're...
No, not even turned down. Like, you after a while, like, you turned down at first, or maybe you just wasn't, like, looking at them like that, and then eventually
I think
you got
that's
to know them.
less of a case than the thing you first said. Like, obviously, it's harder to turn someone down than get back with them, even though I have done that before.
Okay.
It's kind of brazy, though, to do that to someone. But, yeah, I've done that before. I mean...
Okay.
What do you mean that you
like initially you was like nah, and then you said, oh, actually, after I reviewed her qualities, you know what I'm saying, I came to the decision of spending more time with her.
And then like what was it about her that you initially thought, like personality wise, that you could like?
It was basically a thing where us two were very similar.
Okay.
So it was one of them ones. Like when you become very similar with someone and you have a lot of the same interests, your conversations you not start forget how they look, but it's secondary. Mm-hmm. And you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think that's a key thing in finding somebody that you want to spend your life with?
Yeah, because it's the rest of your life.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what made it stop with you and her then?
She boyed it.
Oh.
She boyed it. I'd say it was more of the stuff you was talking about personality-wise that drew me in afterwards. So looks-wise, it was like, she's not dead. She's quite attractive, but, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Not my go-to, like, oh my days, what's your number? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was more of a, we started to interact more. It's like, I actually like spending time around you. Oh, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then it developed. But it wasn't a solid foundation. And when something is not a solid foundation, it can't be built upon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can you elaborate on that not being a solid foundation?
Sorry,
there was two questions at the same time.
Yes.
Do you think it's important though?
In terms of a solid foundation?
Well, when you... solid foundation can mean a couple...
It's a multitude of different things. What I'm saying is...
In terms of, I'm talking in terms of building that friendship rapport before going straight into the...
Doesn't have to necessarily be a friendship. It's just a finding things that are common with you lot. Doesn't have to necessarily be a friendship. I think friendship is better. So I think most lasting relationships are built upon some semblance of friendship beforehand, rather than we're linking. Like I've never heard, in my opinion, and this happens by the way, which is a shock. People go, yeah, I linked her, then boom, it's my wife. That don't happen. As much, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, like you link her?
Like you're linking as adults doing adult stuff.
Yeah, but what do you mean that you're linking now? She's my wife.
As in, like
linking,
you start off dating, you want like linking.
Not dating, man. Then we know what we're talking. When I'm talking about linking,
No, she's a link.
She's a link.
Yeah, but what are you saying
that don't really get to wifehood?
Yeah, people don't get.
So people do it. They do sometimes. Hold tight them, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up them, man.
But you're not them, man.
I'm gonna be them, man. Big up them, man. Again, that's your movie. Live it.
Respect to them, man. Come on, you're doing it.
Yeah, but that couldn't be me, because I think it's not a solid foundation. How can we go from I'm linking you?
But then,
X, Y,
if
Z?
there's like an understanding from both sides, you're both mature. You both understand what it is, but then something happens and you both come to a conclusion that we actually kind of like each other like that. It's more than just a link.
It's just, think about the foundation. You used to go from 2 a.m. buck-ups to now you're spending time the whole day with each other. Think about that.
Yeah, but if you know what's going on and you know what's happening, because obviously there's some people that are like careless with it, and you know it's not just it might not just be that one link. It might be more.
A lot of
one.
men have multiple links. This is what I'm saying about.
But I'm saying if you're
one woman, it might be hard for a lot of men, and there's a lot of men who are not meant to be with one woman, and it upsets some women, not gonna lie. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
Oh my god. But okay, hypothetically, hypothetically, I'm saying if there is a man that, you know, he's not with other women like that, he's got one link, but he's not serious with her at a certain point, and then
he becomes serious with her.
Yeah.
That's his prerogative, because I can't tell a man how to be a man. But for me, I don't think I will.
You're villainizing him, you know. He's actually just talking.
No, I wasn't being a villain.
No, he's villainizing you.
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Nah, I think it should be, if everyone in the situation, in terms of being for a second mature, everyone should be comfortable in the situation. Everyone should be transparent. Everyone should be honest.
Yeah.
As you said, if everyone is comfortable with, cool, you're my link, I'm your link, everyone's a link, cool, we're there. But if he's saying, yeah, that's my link, and she's like, it's my future husband, there's a disconnect. There's a very big disconnect.
It's not funny, but it's funny. Okay.
You laughed, man. You knew it was funny.
Okay. I had a question, but I think yeah. But I mean, I guess we don't get that now. We don't get any sort of maturity from both sides nowadays, do we?
Oh, it's heavily one-sided.
Heavily one-sided.
Yeah.
And so we're not likely to see someone go from a link to actually like.
Yeah, and I think that has mainly been men in the past. But it can be like on the other side as well. I've seen a lot of girls embracing certain attitudes and ideas and stuff. And yeah, I'm saying.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Nope.
Okay.
Because that'll get my team locked up. I have to tell man on brand. You know what I'm saying?
Brand.
Get what I'm saying? But nah, I think everyone's entitled to do what they want. There should be just some honesty if you're dealing with other human beings, because you're not just dealing with yourself. Do you get it? That's why I think it should really be that simple. But in terms of life, isn't that simple, is it? So it will never be as concrete as that, unfortunately. But,
so do you think we get people our age? Do you think we can get that from now? Because how I'm looking at it, yeah, like ideally you'd want to start off being friends and then get into something more. And
as in from now be friends with someone and then later become a 100%. I think that makes sense, because if people plan to get go on.
No, because I was gonna say you have a sense of knowing them.
Yeah, for years. Think about it. Like, just imagine you've known someone years, and it doesn't have to be. And people misconstrue friendship as best friends, and I think that's dangerous. I don't think you can be best friends and then, well, technically you can't, but it's a bit.
It's like we're saying.
It's a bit dangerous.
The semantics of saying something like best friend, but you're not like actually that tight or anything.
And I've been telling
you just like hanging out with a person. Like, every time you hang out with a person,
I've been telling a lot of my friends. I've been telling a lot of my friends who are females, ladies, whatever. Don't call man them your friends because you friend zone them. That's very dangerous, because they're really not your friends. I'm being honest with you. Because they're trying to shop. I'm telling you as someone who was part of the game. I was part of the game.
Yes.
We were talking about best friends and how it's cool. I think people mistake people being the best of friends then becoming partners. You can just be cool.
What you were saying about, like, I don't know if you said it has to be years or it does have to be years. For me, I don't think time should be an indication of like.
It should never be an indication
of like the level of friendship that you have, because there'll be people that like from the get go they click and they're just like they're always like hanging out or doing stuff and like sharing moments with each other and like not just like
and just better friends.
Yeah.
There's friends I've met in the last 1 or 2 years that have been way better friends than man I've known for 10 years.
I think it's small things that
and vice versa. There's probably men who think the same of me. I'm not gonna come out here like I'm some guardian angel or anything.
Yeah. It's small things that you do, because there'll probably be friends that you have for this guy's a long time, and like throughout that time, you've had moments where you're like, oh, that's my G, but then the rest of it you're kind of looking at them like they're shaky, innit? They're not really they've had moments where you have to question them.
I've
but
got
then you
bad
don't
trust
act,
issues
because
with
they've been there for a long time. You don't want to be like cut them off or something, innit? Like,
I think it's about having honest adult conversations. Like, I'm genuinely in the mode of start doing that.
I
now.
think
there's a couple people I need to have adult conversations with on the real.
Because we're of that age now, it's
like whatever ends up from it. It's like us two don't speak again. Cool.
So are you guys talking about like attributes, common attributes, and morals and things like
I
that?
think principles and morals is important because there's a lot of good people that I don't morally agree with. Do you get what I'm saying? There's great people, like people that are maybe in their faith or whatever, but to my moral compass, it's not the same. Do you get what I'm saying? So it can technically work, but it's a completely different set of ethics. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it might not be the best fit, and you might be thinking, oh, I need a man from this particular faith or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So,
but it's things that, it's like rules that you live by, innit? So rules that, some of them you've just grown up with and you haven't been educated on, like you've just been taught to do it, so you just do it. And then other things you've learned along the way and you're implementing it now. And obviously some of them can either change, you grow out of it, or you just learn to do better. And others, they probably will just stick with you, and you're conscious of it as well, like you're sticking with it. And those are the ones that you have to just like actually pay attention to, because they're the ones that more the unconscious ones, because they're the ones that, like, if you start having a conversation about it and then they deep it, they're like, oh shit, you're right. Like, I can't give a tangible example because there's a lot out there, but when you have that conversation and you actually realize this person's always gonna like think like this.
And you have to remember, and I saw it as a tweet, and it's very rare that I take things serious on Twitter, but this was a good one, is that sometimes you're dealing with people at the age they've been traumatized. You're not dealing with an adult.
Ooh.
You're dealing with someone in a grown body who is...
What's that clicks?
What the fuck?
No, I was going to say, you're dealing with someone who is mentally... Or no, I'm not gonna say mentally. That's a disrespectful. Psychologically, they are 7. Psychologically, they are 9. Psychologically, they are 15. Because whatever traumatized them, and you can't even tell people what has caused their trauma, because you can't dictate to someone what trauma is. But they're hanging around with that trauma. Do you get what I'm saying? And some stuff is very deep, but you can't be one to judge someone else's thing, because you are not them. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And everyone reacts to everything different. Yeah, because they're built different. Do you know what I mean? So I think I've become more wary of that and understand why people react to a certain way. Certain things still don't make sense to me, and I'm still learning. And obviously, I'm still set in some of my ways, which I'm trying to mold myself out of. Do you get what I'm saying? It's difficult though, because we're all still learning, and especially us as African people or black people, we're unlearning a lot of inherently toxic behaviors. I hate throwing this word toxic around, but they're disastrous, destructive, against harmful, injurious to our own beings. Like a lot of things that we've been normalized as mad, normal, or cool, or this is the right way to do things, is the wrong thing for our children's children's children. Do you get what I'm saying?